Alright, I'm gonna try to record Maple Mornings in Papa's Wingeria to go. I tried to record it in Papa's Donuteria to go, but for some reason the audio and the video all got out of sync, so I'll probably try again if I do, eventually cycle back to Maple Mornings. But, because if I do stick with the game, I am gonna do, Sky Ninja Returns. And then, I can do back-to-back videos. I can do Sky Ninja Returns for you, Green Ethan, and then I can try to do Maple Mornings again. But now we're doing Maple Mornings in Wingeria to go. And then I'm also gonna do, Halloween as well. So I'll be doing back-to-back holidays in this game. You know what? Screw it. I'm also gonna give Robbie a coupon or so. It is nicer having them come on their own, but, with all the customers that are in the games, it's just very unlikely. Unless you have a special that they would order, or if it's like their favorite holiday. But yep, we are in Maple Mornings. And yeah, like I said, I'll do Halloween for you, Green Ethan. Unfortunately, Valentine's Day isn't in this game, so I'll probably just do those two holidays. I do have some stuff I do want to talk about. So this will be a good opportunity to talk about it. But yeah, these past few days have been a little hectic. This past Tuesday was my birthday, and it was a pretty good day. I ate Whataburger, I celebrated with you guys. I did my 2 Scooperia videos. The Valentine's Day ones. Because you might remember this, Green Ethan. But remember, I was, talking to you about how I was gonna get Flashpoint back. And then we were hoping my Scooperia progress would stay, so I could do a Valentine's Day, or, Valentine's Day videos. And lo and behold, it did save, thankfully. So I was able to record the videos, and then, I decided to release them. Basically the night before and, the night of my birthday. Because I figured it would be like a fun before and after type of deal. I also through Valentine's Day in Papa's Bakery, but I didn't record it because I was still, debating whether if I could even do, videos on my phone. But if I do cycle back to Valentine's Day, I'll do a video on it. And then, of course, I'm doing a Let's Play, a proper Let's Play on Papa's Hot Doggeria. I think it would actually be fun to go backwards. So after I do that, I'm probably going to do Wingeria. Then I'll skip Pancakeria and I'll do Freezeria and Papa's Taco Mia. I'll probably eventually do a deluxe Let's Play or even a to-go Let's Play, but for now I just kind of want to do the highlights of the newish and new games. But, I'll record Let's Plays of, like I said, of, Papa's Hot Doggeria, the web version, which is what I'm currently doing. And then I'll step back to Papa's Wingeria, then Papa's Freezeria, and then Papa's Taco Mia. Oh, crap. What? Okay, it's just you. Alright. We need closers to come, because otherwise customers will keep flying in like nobody's business. Do not want. And yeah, like I said, I'm only going to be recording Maple Mornings and Halloween, for Papa's, Wingeria to go, because unfortunately this game does not have Valentine's Day. Same with Papa's Donateria to go. It doesn't have Valentine's Day. It just has freaking Mardi Gras instead. And then Same with Papa's Pastaria to Go and Papa's Mocharia Deluxe, even. So, yeah. Of course, I will have to skip some games. I'm already past Cherry Blossom Festival in, Papa's Wingeria, or not Wingeria, Mocharia Deluxe, but I might do a recording if I do eventually cycle back to it, because, I decided to have Cherry Blossom Festival as my favorite holiday in that game because it doesn't have Valentine's Day, unfortunately. So I decided to go with Cherry Blossom Festival. Because I love pink flowers. And Ethan, I know Cherry Blossom Festival is your overall favorite holiday. Like how mine is Valentine's Day. So I'll probably do a recording on that if I, do play enough to make it to the second one around. The second one. You know what I think will be a cool... I don't know if it would be considered a feature, but it would be awesome if they started doing 2 holidays per month. Now, I don't think they should just double the amount of holidays. I just mean for some holidays or some months to have 2 holidays. For example, they could cram both Valentine's Day and Mardi Gras into February, for example, and Parrot Dash and Maple Mornings both into September. And, some months have more than 2 holidays, so they could do any culmination of the... For example, March could have both Lucky Lucky Matsuri and St. Patrick's Day, or Lucky Lucky Matsuri and Holly, or St. Patrick's Day and Holly. It would be a good way to give to appease, if that's the word, to a larger audience. Plus, a lot of customers have overall favorite holidays as well. For example, Olivia's is Mardi Gras, and, Scarlett's is Valentine's Day. Alright. I'm not doing the ticket specials. They are ass. I'll do sweet heat. I heard the sunrise sauce was meant to be egg. Oh, that sounds good. Just got started. Oh, right, it's just, alright. At least he's ordering the special. I already have that situated. But yeah, that is something I hope Flipline considers in the future. Extending the calendar. Plus, it would make it to where we don't have to have as many filler customers either. Now, I don't usually mind filler customers. I just don't like them when because I do like to use, order tickets. That way my progress doesn't get bogged down, but it does kind of suck if, I want to unlock someone in a particular game who happens to be a filler customer. That's when it can suck. For example, I do think Robbie is a filler customer in the Wingeria games. He favors Starlight Jubilee, which I'm actually about to wrap up Starlight Jubilee, but I'm still on Cherry Blossom Festival fillers. I'll still play Deluxe, but I may actually play Wingeria to go again, at least until Valentine's Day, because that way I can record Valentine's Day. Because I do want to record Valentine's Day in as many games as I can. I might even break out the web version of Papa's Taco Mia, or not Papa's Pastaria and Papa's Donuteria, because they unfortunately got replaced with Mardi Gras. So, yeah. I'll probably only play them until I get to Valentine's Day, because it does feel a bit weird, playing a more inferior version of a Wingeria. They're still good, but, I think it's only natural that oh my god, newer versions are going to be better. Hold on, let me make sure I timed this right. There. Yeah, I feel like the sauce station is the most challenging, because if you're like a second too early or too late, you will get penalized. I think that's moose, actually. Yep. So yeah, and then on Friday, my dad and I saw the Mario movie together. My brother decided to stay behind, but my dad and I saw it. We were gonna go to my grandma's, or my grandparents, and hang out for a little bit, but my dad was too tired because he actually decided to go to his 40-year high school reunion which was, Friday, so, and, he had, his best friend, they came out here too. For the reunion as well, and that's the main reason my dad decided to go. Otherwise, I don't think my dad would have really cared as much. I would love to go to a high school reunion one day. I tried to find out when, or figure out when mine is, because, I graduated in 2016, and it's 2026, so... Yeah, it has been a decade since I graduated. But I don't know, but like I said, I don't really know how to find out about these things. So I might just skip out on it this year. Because, and the thing is too, but, I don't live in the town that my school is anymore, I moved quite a ways away. Not like halfway across the country, but, it's still a good 8 hours, so it would definitely be a process just to get out there. Besides, this has just been a weird decade for me. And I don't necessarily mean that in a good way, to be honest. Now, I'm not saying this decade, as a whole was bad, but it's just that. It's just been, I've had a lot of stuff working against me, so... And, Green Ethan, you said it yourself, but, it's been preventing me from being able to really make progress in my life. So, yeah... I mean, it would be nice to, reconnect with my class and all, but, I wouldn't really have much to tell them. hate these 4 on the left, 4 on the right orders so much. Claire. Why is Claire coming in so much? Does she favorite Maple Mornings? Aha. She just doesn't have... I guess she orders the bacon only because her order still looks pretty standard. Oh my god, I hate these orders. These 4 on the left, 4 on the right orders. But yeah. You know, I did try to, like I said, I did try to do some digging to find out about my high school reunions, or my high school reunion for my 10 years, but yeah, it was to of no avail. Oh, okay, thank you, Connor. It was of to no avail. Wait. Why is my... Usually my Xbox menu dims after a while, but for some reason it hasn't. Oh well. Not gonna worry about it right now. Maple Mornings is what I'm worried about right now. Breakfast heaven. You guys are coming in so quickly. And yeah, I'll probably do one more day after today, because I probably should unlock bacon next, and that should be the final ingredient, because... How many ingredients are there? Let me go to holiday. No, holiday. Yeah, there's only 4. 2 sauces, a side, and a dip, so... Yeah. Oh my god. There we go. At least I got that one. Okay, good. I thought I forgot Claire's wings at first. Yeah, I don't like the saucing station at times. It can be annoying to time it up just right. I wish Robbie favored Maple Mornings in this game. Oh my god. I forgot these wings. Alright, let me speed this up right quick. According to my grandmother, I actually got some birthday wishes from my old friend. Oh, crap. From some old friends back. At my old town that I used to live in. But I don't have access to that account anymore, so I couldn't respond, unfortunately. I might consider making a new Facebook account. That way I can try, reconnecting with some of my friends and stuff. I don't know if my school has a Facebook page, but I can probably follow my school. That way I can go to the 20-year reunion. Because by the time I have my 20-year reunion, I'll probably have more going on in my life, because I should be in the program by then. Because, I'm just on the waiting list now. I just have to wait a few months. So by that time, I'll probably be in the program, or maybe even in some sort of, succeeding situation. I don't know if there's a time limit on the programs. I don't think so, but I definitely want to go for the long term. And if something comes up, maybe I will consider. Because, people do come and go. Even my dad, told me that I might not go forever. But I do want to go for as long as I can until some sort of opportunity comes up. Because according to my dad, they can only have 12 people at a time. Because, it's a lot to manage. We do have, a transportation system that I think they're going to come and, get me every Monday through Thursday, and then they're going to, drop me off. So they have to look at, capacity, money costs. There's a lot that goes into this type of stuff. Speaking of, my program actually has a Facebook page too, so I definitely want to follow that. You guys are so impatient because you guys come in like nobody's business. So, yeah. My dad's friend, best friend and his wife are cool and all, but now my dad really wants to plan a Virginia trip. Luckily, he did warn them about me possibly not going because of, how stressed out and uncomfortable I am around long road trips. or with really, really long road trips. So I'm hoping my dad continues to be understanding. I hope my dad doesn't worry about or won't worry about me hurting their feelings or whatnot. You know, it's not that, you know, it's nothing personal. Wait, where's my freaking bacon? I guess we're keeping this going for a little bit longer than I thought. Oh well, I still have to talk anyway. Still want to talk a little bit more anyway. But yeah, like I said, it's nothing personal. I just don't like long road trips. Like, I get genuinely stressed out and depressed at times. It might be a neurodivergent thing, I don't know, but, you know. People on the spectrum do tend to crave sameness, so when we get out of our comfort zone, you know, to such an extreme extent, it can really mess with our mental health. My dad doesn't really understand that yet, but, you know, I'm hoping he will. Allow me to stay behind. Because, you know, it's not just that, you know, I don't want to go to freaking California either. My dad also brings up, you know, wanting to take my brother and I out to California. And, like, I'm just... And every time, I just want to scream, I don't want to go there! What part of that do you not understand? Traumatize is a strong word, but my mom and I got into a fight a while back that left some emotional scars that I don't think will ever truly go away. But my dad's been wanting to go to Virginia like since 2016. I remember when he first started talking about it, and like I was actually stressed out about it, you know, since then, because I was worried. I was actually worried that I was going to get into a big fight with one of my parents about me not wanting to go. And it did eventually happen. You know, I got into one with my mom because her and my dad, you know, got into a fight just before my mom, you know, talked to me about it. And the thing was, at first my... Oh my god. You guys are overwhelming me. I swear to frick. I'm trying to talk here. Why is that so hard to understand? Mmm. 4 egg dips. Yes, yes, yes. And I think the sunrise sauce is also based on like egg as well, so But yeah, I told this story many times, but you know, basically my dad did manipulate my mom, because at first she was understanding, but then my dad presented an argument that she ended up agreeing with. And that was, families should have to do things together. And I'm not saying I disagree. I do think it's important for families to do stuff together. However, I do think boundaries regarding it should be respected. For example, like if someone doesn't want to be drugged against their will halfway across the country, then you know, there's no reason to force them to go, because then they're just going to be miserable. And then it could make you miserable. And you know what I don't get is, you know, my parents were also planning a Florida trip for years. Now, I wasn't as I guess you could say apprehensive about not wanting to go to this one, because, you know, it was really the first trip I had. That was a really long road trip, so, you know, I didn't know it was going to be overwhelming for me. So I just, you know, went with it, and I didn't think too much of it. But, you know, my parents were actually planning it for years. And it was weird, because they were actually, you know, skeptical about how I would do on the trip. Which is valid, of course, but, you know, it ended up not working out that well. But now they want to, and then still, just a few years later, my parents want to force me to go out to Virginia. Like, it just makes no sense to me. If you knew something wasn't going to work out, or if you were skeptical about something not working out and it ended up not doing so, but yet you want to force your child on another really long road trip, like, it makes zero sense to me. Because, you know, I talked about it before, you know, my dad is very family oriented, which can be a good thing, of course, but it can also lead to some harmful beliefs. And, you know, one of these harmful beliefs is my dad's inability to set boundaries or to respect boundaries with family or people he sees as family. Ooh, okay, this will be a good one. Or no. this one. This one is the good one. Wait, I already mastered that one. What am I? Oh my god. We'll do this one. Okay, finally! Give me my freaking bacon. And yeah, my dad is a cold person. In fact, we actually went to Walmart today, and my dad put some birthday money on my debit card. And then we went and got Pizza Hut for lunch. I got fries. So I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I just wish he would understand that people on the spectrum did have different boundaries. Okay, there's her maple morning topping. I just wish he understood that people on the spectrum may like have different needs, like compared to him. And that a lot of parents just don't understand. Especially family-oriented ones. They see children as like extensions of themselves, or they feel like, their children should mirror their own mirror. I can't say, you know what I'm trying to say, copy, or, take after their own views, but, that's just not always going to be the case with your children. Sure, you can teach, you can raise your children to be kind and stuff. You can raise your children to have, healthy beliefs and healthy lifestyles, and you can, suggest ideas to your children, but they're not always gonna, they're also gonna grow into their own person, You guys may not always see eye to eye, so it's good to practice compromise. For example, if you want to plan a vacation, but they don't want to go on one that's overwhelming, you can plan one that's shorter and closer to home. And yeah, and this is something I had to unfortunately learn the hard way, but not respecting or setting boundaries is not gonna promote healthy relationships or cause closer, stronger relationships. It's actually going to, strain them and cause resentment. If you are truly family oriented and you care about your family, you should respect their boundaries and understand that, they may have their own needs, even if they don't correspond with your own. That's something ooh, nice. That is something I definitely wish more people, particularly parents, understood. Now, I will probably do one more thing after ooh, wow, I almost fucked up. Oh God. I hate the 5 wing orders. Or the 5 item orders. It's like, why? Just be normal. Order 4 or 6. But yeah, I'm kind of skeptical, but like I said, I may consider opening up a Facebook account again. I'm just very skeptical because, you know, I'm worried my grandmother will find me, and it's actually caused problems before. For example, I would say like the most mild curse word, and then I would get told off by my mom because, you know, Nana is on Facebook, and, you know, she's really strict. When it comes to me cursing. And, like, I was a freaking adult at the time. Like, why are we still policing my language? Especially if it's mild. It's not like I'm cussing anyone out or anything. And, like, my mom would get me all spun up, too. Like, she would make me angry. And then she would get mad at me for firing back. Like, it's like the most hypocritical thing. So yeah, I'm really hoping my grandma doesn't find me on Facebook. I kind of just want it to be for, you know, my friends, my school, and my program. And if she does follow me on or find me on Facebook, I wonder if there's a way that I can set my, like, or, yeah, I think you can set, like, your posts for only, you know, the people you have friended, but I wonder if there's a way to exclude certain friends from seeing some of your posts. That would honestly be very useful. I mean, it's unfortunate that you know, I might have to be in that situation, but at the same time, you know, it would be useful. That way I don't have to walk on eggshells about, you know, what things I can post or not. I can give myself some freedom. Oh my goodness. I hate these types of orders so much. Like I said, just order 4 or 6. Why do you have to order 5? Why is my Xbox menu not dimming down? I thought it was because I maybe forgot to turn my controller off, but it is off. So I have no idea. And yeah, like I also said, maybe this was actually my dad's first reunion that he went to. He didn't go to any of his other ones. So yeah, I think he said that, like, reunions that are further off, are usually more important than just, like, for example, this was his 40-year one. I am gonna make my orders. Alright, first I'll do my standard one. $12. I'm gonna try to put 12 of each. I think that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, haha. Alright. Oh, wait, okay. I don't have the blackberry sauce unlocked yet. Oh well, I'll just do my Maple Mornings order then. I'll do my... standard one later. Yeah, I think that's 12. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love bacon and french fries, if you cannot tell. Alright. I'm not going to bother counting everything. Let's just take a snapshot and I'll save it. Alright. And that's going to do it for this video. I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.